In this video, I will show you the method I use to create my chess puzzles, which will not only impress your friends, if you have any, but also improve your tactical awareness. If you've seen any of my shorts, you'll have seen the puzzle compositions I've created. Ranging from brilliant queen sacrifices to zugzwanging the opponent, there are endless possible chess puzzles out there. And today I'm going to walk you through the 5 simple steps to create your own. The first step in creating an awesome chess puzzle is to pick a theme. If you go to chess.com and then go over to puzzles and click on the custom puzzle section, you'll see puzzle themes ranging from advanced checkmates all the way down to Zwischenzug. For this puzzle, we'll choose Smothered Mate. So, okay, now that we've chosen our theme, we move to the next step, which is to set up the king's position. Now, what do I mean by king's position? What I've found works best for creating puzzles is that after you pick the theme, you set up both kings and their nearest pawns in a way that you think will work for your puzzle. For example, now I'm going to go to the analysis page and I'm going to click on set up position. I'm going to clear the board, and now I'm going to set up the pawns around the kings in a way that I think will work for this puzzle. So our puzzle for this time is Smothered Mate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put the black pawns here. We'll put the king g8. Then I'm going to put the white pawns just like this, and the white king c1. A common place for the king to be. Common place for the king to be here. Castle queen side, and this king castle king side in the middle game. Okay, so the next step is where it gets a little difficult, and there are several ways you can go about it, because now you really need to begin to craft the puzzle. This step we'll call crucial piece orientation. In this step, we won't put all the pieces on the board, only the ones crucial to the combination. For example, a simple smothered mate here could look something like this. I'll put a knight here, queen, and a black rook just to add a piece. So in this position, all we need to play is, here, I'll load it real quick. All we need to play is knight to h6, king slides over, sacrifice the queen, and we get a smothered mate. This is a very simple pattern and is an example of what a puzzle could look like. However, in this circumstance, we're going to want something a little more complicated. So, although this was a simple puzzle, it proved the point. In this step, only put the pieces necessary to the puzzle. For example, I don't really even need to add this rook, but mate is quicker if I don't, so I added the rook. So, I'm actually getting an idea for the puzzle I'm going to make in this video. So, I'm going to set it up kind of similar to the example, but a little different. So, now that I have the idea, I have the smothered mate idea, I'm going to set up pieces that delay the mate. For example, I'm going to put a bishop here, we'll put a knight here, and a rook here. Now what this should do is I shouldn't be able to play knight to h6 right away, and let me test it out. Okay, yes, now I actually added another step by doing that, where now you have to sacrifice the rook and then play the smothered mate. So now I have a good basis for my puzzle. And the computer here isn't really that impressed because we're already winning. We're already up a queen. So we'll need to improve that, but we already have our mating sequence. So now this brings us to the next step, which is to add distraction and depth. In this step, we'll add pieces and pawns for both sides, not only to give it a more realistic game-like look, but also to distract the solver from the solution. For this one, I think I'm going to add a queenside attack for black, something like this. Let's put some black pawns, one here. We'll actually replace this one for a black pawn so that it looked like black just opened up the queenside. I'm going to put a knight on b8. That's a common theme. Knight from c3 moving to b1, sorry. Let's add some pawns in the center. Let's see, white, we'll put some pawns here. Put a bishop on g2 just to even it out. Put a rook here. And now we have a somewhat even game. Material's pretty equal. And yeah, black looks like they have some attacking possibilities, but we have our mating idea. So I'm actually realized something about this puzzle, and it's pretty obvious what the solution is. I would guess that 80 to 90% of you, when you see this puzzle, would automatically look at this diagonal with the king and queen because of this discovered check. So what we're going to do is we're going to simply add another move to the combo. If this happens when you're making a puzzle that is too simple, don't worry about it. This is really easy to do, fix. and it makes your puzzle better. What I'm going to do here is simply act as if we went one move before this position occurred. So I'm going to say the knight, whoa, not the rook. I don't know how that got there. I'm going to say the knight went back to g5. Let's say there was a pawn there, and now the king, it checked the king and he slid over. Okay, now what we see is we actually have mate in 5 now, but it looks a little more complex. Finally, we will do the solving test of the puzzle. Now, what you do here is you put it into analysis, you load it, and you check that there's only one mating line. If you have several, that's okay, but it makes it more impressive if you just have one simple mating line. Here, there are only 2 moves. One wins, one's mate in 5. The other one, queen takes a3, is winning for white, but it's not mate, and the game goes on. So now what we do is we solve the puzzle. In this solution, the winning move is rook takes d8, sacrificing the rook, and after the other rook recaptures, then we play this common smothered make sequence, sacrificing the queen on g8, and now we get checkmate. After, as a bonus, you can put it into game review and see how many brilliancies you had. It's often cool when you get 3 or 4 brilliancies in a puzzle. I've had a couple like that, and it's really fun to see. If at any time you do run into more than one winning line in a puzzle, it's a pretty simple, there's a pretty simple way to fix it. Just let's say this square was enabling another winning move for black, just remove it. Put a bishop on f6 or something, and that takes away that winning line, leaving you with 1. So in this puzzle we got 2 brilliancies. Rook takes d8 check was brilliant, and after this sequence, sacrificing the queen is also given a brilliancy by the computer. I hope you guys enjoyed this walkthrough of how I create my puzzles. If you'd like to see any more brilliant combinations and harder puzzles, please subscribe so you don't miss out on anything. If you have any questions about more detailed puzzle creating mechanics that I use or think of, please leave them in the comments and let me know. I'll see you guys.